What's up, YouTube? And welcome to another edition of the In the Ring Show with your host, Devious Damien. Now that I can finally do videos longer than 15 minutes, I'm probably going to make this more of an extended edition. So, I'm going to talk about Impact tonight. I'm going to expand a little bit on my Raw thoughts. And maybe, just maybe, I'll throw a SmackDown spoiler in there. You know, maybe I'll do the whole show, maybe I won't. I'll decide later. Tonight's Impact, it was okay, but some of it I just don't understand. Drop the fucking Joseph Park storyline already. We know Joseph Park is Abyss. TNA is not fooling anybody. Just fucking quit it, okay? Just say he's Abyss, get it over with. You know, and this Bound for Glory series thing, it's really getting on my nerves because they're not even trying to make this thing competitive. Like, you got these same guys losing time after time. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, you should have everybody in first place, because obviously that's not possible. But at least make the thing look competitive. Don't, you know, constantly have the same guys winning and then other guys never win. Make the thing competitive. You know, make it so, like, maybe the guy in, you know, last place is only like 15 points behind the leader. You know, so it looks like he at least has a chance to, you know, catch up. Just saying, it would make more sense to me. And as far as TNA tonight, you know, this Aces and Eights thing, I swear, it's like an NWO all over again. And as far as either a member of the group itself or who's behind it, has a familiar smell to it. It smells like a guy who breaks a million guitars, yet couldn't draw flies if he was a mountain of shit. Also smells like a guy who's a royal scumbag who just steals another guy's wife and doesn't even give a shit how the other guy feels about it, and smells like a piece of shit who won the biggest farce of an MMA exhibition at the beginning of 2012. Yep, okay. Yep, I forget what that smell is. It smells like Jeff Jarrett, ladies and gentlemen. It smells like Jeff Jarrett has something to do with this angle. And if Jeff Jarrett has anything to do with it, whew, boy, it smells worse than any shit even the fattest man in the world could take. I am sorry. But having Jeff Jarrett involved in anything, whew, good God, it stinks. Speaking of stinks, this Claire Lynch storyline. Now, were me and Devastating Deb the only ones who noticed tonight that AJ was not looking at the camera once in any of those pictures? He appeared to be unconscious in all of them. Am I the only one who noticed that? I mean, does something about a guy appearing unconscious in photo after photo after photo, does something about that seem not right to you?
And Daniels has a drink every single show.
Yeah, and then you got Daniels drinking like a fucking fish after every show. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on there. And speaking of Daniels drinking, I swear to God, what the fuck is up with that shit? And I'm not even talking about drinking per se. It's what he's drinking out of these little fucking, like,
it's an apple teeny.
Yeah, it's an apple teeny. It's an apple teeny. What man, straight man, I should say, drinks an apple teeny? No respectable straight man drinks an apple teeny, I'll tell you that much. Hell, respectable or not, no straight man should be drinking an apple teeny. Daniels, are you a fag? No wonder you hang out with Kazarian so much. Now it's all coming together. You're a fag. Plain and simple. Yes, that's right. I'm gonna say it. If you're a man and you drink apple teenies on a regular fucking basis, you're a faggot. You're a faggot, faggot, faggot. You're gay, and I don't like you. Simple as that. And you know what? I know if there's some gay people watching the show, oh, now you're picking on gay people. Fuck you, I don't care. Fuck off.
You're allowed to have your own opinion.
I'm sorry, but... Ugh. Anyway, enough about that, but this show is not about my opinion on gay people. That's not what this is about.
Completely off topic.
Yes, I got a little bit off topic there. I apologize. So, I'm Raw. I think I'm going to focus on the segment with Dolph Ziggler for a minute. Because when he was name dropping, he was saying he was better than The Rock, he was better than Bret Hart, and blah, 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 blah. If I were Dolph Ziggler, I'd have broken script just to fuck with Vicky. I'd have said something like, I'm better than Eddie Guerrero, or here's an even better one he could have said. And this is something I totally would have done if I were Dolph, just to fuck with Vicky. I've got more Latino heat than Eddie Guerrero, and I'm not even Latino. Could you imagine Vicky's face? Like, as soon as Eddie's name came out of Dolph's mouth, she'd been like... Can you just imagine, like, she would just froze for a second, probably not knowing what the fuck to say? Like, I'm sorry, like, I just think it'd been funny for Dolph to say that just to fuck with her. Just to get a reaction out of her, just to see how she would react to that. But, okay, but if you go to the first option, if he said he was better than Eddie Guerrero, you know, when she was repeating all the names after he said it, wouldn't it have been funny, like if Dolph said, I'm better than Eddie Guerrero, and Vicky, for a split second, not realizing what he just said, went, Eddie, and then was like, wait a minute. You know, that look on her face like, he just said Eddie Guerrero, didn't he? I mean, now tell me that wouldn't have been funny. Tell me you wouldn't have laughed your ass off. I would have laughed, I ain't gonna lie. And I know some of you, anybody who's, you know, watching this and then they're Eddie Guerrero mark, they're gonna come out of the woodwork and be like, oh, now you're saying it's cool to disrespect Eddie Guerrero, blah, 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 blah. See, I don't really see that as being disrespectful per se. I mean, to say that, I mean, how is it any more disrespectful to say he's better than Eddie Guerrero than to say he's better than Bret Hart or anybody else? What's because Eddie Guerrero is dead, you shouldn't mention his name in a promo? He's not Chris Benoit, people. I mean, let's face it. It's okay to talk about Eddie Guerrero. I mean, what's the worst Vicky's gonna do about it if Dolph had done that? What, say she doesn't want to manage him anymore? Big fucking deal. That's not exactly a loss to Dolph Ziggler. In fact, if you ask me, him dropping Vicky Guerrero would be more of a gain than a loss. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. And one more thing I want to address. The WWE did a top 50 finishing moves on I think it was on WWE.com. I don't know if the list is still there or not, but if it is, go check it out. Their logic on this list makes no fucking sense. Excuse me. You know, they rate, for one example of how it makes no sense, they rate Randy Orton's RKO way higher than Diamond Dallas Page's Diamond Cutter. How can you rate one higher than the other? They're the same fucking move. It's the same fucking thing, basically. Granted, Randy Orton does it slightly differently, but when you break it down to the nuts and bolts of the matter, it is the same fucking move. I am sorry, but it is. Hell, you could ask Randy Orton, he'll even tell you it's the same fucking move. In fact, where do you think he got the idea for the RKO from the first place? Diamond Dallas Page. Does that not tell you it's the same fucking move? Dumbass. Another thing that made no sense. They rated Bret Hart's sharpshooter way above Sting's Scorpion Deathlock. And no, they didn't put Scorpion Death Drop, they put Scorpion Death Lock. Sting's submission finisher. Again, how can you rate one way higher than the other when it's the same fucking move? It's the same damn thing. I just don't get it. And then they would take, and then they put Vader's moonsault and Lita's moonsault separately on the list. What? And then they tried to say that Lita's was more effective. Okay, let me get this straight. You want me to believe that you put a 130-pound woman tops on a top rope, backflipping onto somebody? You want me to believe that's more painful than a 450-pound guy coming down on the top rope onto somebody, backflipping? You want me to believe that? I'll tell you what. The day you get me to believe that is the day that you actually get me to believe that flies don't eat shit anymore, or aren't attracted to shit, or whatever. I mean, granted, the only thing that Lita might have been able to had on Vader when it comes to doing the moonsault, Lita's version might have looked more athletic. It might have looked better in appearance, but effective-wise, get the fuck out of my face with telling me that Lita's was more effective than Vader's. Fuck you. Seriously. It's just WWE's list. I just don't get it. Oh, and here's another one that made no sense to me whatsoever. They put Jerry Lawler's pile driver on the list. And it's not because I hate Jerry Lawler, but it's because there was another guy who used the pile driver for a finisher and did it way better than Jerry Lawler did. But was he on the list? No, he was not, and it pissed me off. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, his pile driver put Jerry Lawler's to shame every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But yet somehow Jerry Lawler's made the list and Paul Orndorff's didn't? Yeah, get the fuck out of my face with that horse shit. Come on, man. Really? I don't know. You know, and another thing I want to talk about is it's been all but confirmed by WWE that Karma has left the company. Now, I said it's all been but confirmed because it says it everywhere but on WWE.com. So, either WWE is pulling a major swerve and, you know, they're just making people think that Karma's gone to bring it back at a later time, or Karma really is gone and they just kind of, you know, want to keep it under wraps and not let anybody know. But, you know, after seeing it time after time after time, until I see an indication otherwise, I am actually going to believe that Karma is no longer with the WWE. However, I have also read that the door is wide open for her to come back at any time she wishes. So, you know, let's hope that that does happen. And, you know, another thing I've been pondering as of late is Raw going to 3 hours, starting with this Monday Night's Raw, the 1000th episode. Now, I have a severe problem with that, and I'll tell you why. The WWE, quite frankly, as of late, they've had enough problems putting together 2 hours of entertaining television that actually make me want to watch it and not change the channel, try to find something better on. Jesus. And now you're going to 3 hours? And maybe I wouldn't complain so much if I thought that maybe, just maybe, they would use that extra hour to feature guys that they normally don't feature. Feature, you know, Alex Riley, Yoshi Tatsu, Zack Ryder, just to name a few. If I thought for a second that they might use that extra hour to feature some of those guys, I might not complain so much. But will they? Absolutely not. What will they do? I'm telling you, they'll just use the same old shit that they've always been doing. If anything, you know what they'll do with that extra hour? They'll use half of it as, They'll use at least a half hour of that extra hour as an excuse to shove Cena down our throats more than they already do. And I'm sorry. I've seen John Cena more. He's dominated television more than he's needed to, and it's getting a little repetitive. It's getting boring, and I don't fucking know. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, Cena makes the most money, blah, 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 blah. Well, you want to know why Cena makes the most money? Because the WWE sees to it that he does. Because, let's face it, and you could try to tell me I'm wrong all you want, but I have seen clear evidence that lends support to my opinion here. Anybody who gets within a fraction of an inch to being more over than Cena, you know what they do to that guy? Oh, they pull the rug out from under him and, oh, fuck you. We ain't letting you do that. You can kiss our ass with that bullshit. You want evidence of that? Go back to all the things, all the promos between Cena and The Rock. Now, you mean to tell me that, you know, if they weren't trying to baby Cena and frickin' suck his balls all the time, that they wouldn't have let The Rock verbally tear him to shreds like he very well could have? And seriously, we all remember The Rock from the Attitude Era, and I'm not even saying they would have had to say the same things, but I'm talking about The Rock in the Attitude Era, when a guy would barely able to get 2 words out of his mouth, and The Rock's hand would already be in his face. But now we fast forward to the promos for WrestleMania 28, and what do they have The Rock doing? Oh, being Mr. Nice Guy, being Mr. Polite, and letting Cena finish what he's going to say. Because God forbid their golden boy gets torn to shreds. God forbid that they let The Rock be The Rock, and, you know, before Cena can even finish 3 words, The Rock puts his hand in his face and says, you know, like, it doesn't matter what you're going to say, or whatever, you know, something like what The Rock would normally do. Verbally tear a guy to shreds like he's capable of doing, and has done many times. But they wouldn't let that happen, because God forbid, you know, The Rock tears Cena to shreds, and as a result, kids stop buying that crappy merchandise that Cena pushes all the fucking time. Don't even get me started with that stupid green shirt that he's had lately, with that fucking cartoony looking image of him. Jesus Christ. You fucking serious? And then another thing that they've done to protect Cena and make sure that nobody rises above him as far as being more over than he is. When CM Punk cut that shoot promo, and then they had those classic matches, and it appeared as though CM Punk was well on his way to being more over than John Cena. No, we're going to cool CM Punk's jets. They made him lose to Triple H at Night of Champions. And then instead of being the guy that was, you know, dropping the pipe bombs that he was known for all that time, they made him cut back on that. We can't have that. Because we all know if you keep doing that, you're going to become more over than John Cena. We can't let anybody do that. Oh, hell no. Because, you know, if you're not in the Breakfast Club, you can't get any higher than John Cena. Oh, hell no. You all notice one thing. And you can tell me I'm wrong, but I'll tell you right now, until you can show me or I see evidence to the contrary, I will take this opinion to the grave with me. There's only a handful of people they may let get higher than John Cena as far as on the pecking order. Sheamus, Randy Orton, and if Triple H were still in the prime of his career, Triple H. And don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know what? I know I'm not. And until you can show me evidence to the contrary, then shut the fuck up, okay? Now, when I say that, you know, Cena has been like the the guy that, they've made sure nobody gets more over, that nobody gets more famous than he is, or gets no more exposure than he does. This started back when he won the WWE Championship the first time around. I think the only guy who came somewhat close to being more over than Cena was Edge. Now, some of you might say Undertaker, but the only reason I really don't say Undertaker is because if you compare Undertaker's, merchandise sales compared to John Cena's, there's no comparison. Cena wins. But I blame the WWE for that. I really do. Because like I said, when anybody else comes close to touching John Cena, as far as, they pull the rug right out from under him. They won't let that happen. And I don't know. And, I shouldn't be surprised, because I was kind of hoping for I was hoping that Daniel Bryan would win at Money in the Bank, and that we'd get Daniel Bryan versus John Cena for a feud over the WWE Championship, and that Cena would go to cash in, and he'd fail. He wouldn't lose the match. He'd win the match, but not the title. But then again, I'm not surprised that I have him feud with Daniel Bryan. Because, let's face it, whether you like it or not, people, that whole thing that Daniel Bryan does, that yes, 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 yes. Like it or not, people, that is the biggest chant going on in WWE right now. Even when Daniel Bryan's not involved in the angle or the match, they'll still chant yes at something that's going on if they like it. If you don't believe me, listen for yourself. They do it. And I wonder if the reason they didn't put Cena and Bryan in a feud is if they were afraid that maybe, just maybe, Daniel Bryan would, become more over than John Cena. And once again, the WWE says, fuck you to anybody who could have a chance of doing that. Fuck you. We can't let you get any higher than Cena. Oh, hell no. We ain't letting you do that bullshit. Fuck you. So, I don't know. The WWE coddles Cena. They protect Cena so much. But, and I'll tell you, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again why it bothers me so much. So, Vince McMahon, it's almost like, when it comes to Cena, it's almost like he's forgotten that wrestling is in cycles. Vince, Cena wasn't the first guy who came along to make you a shit ton of money, and he won't be the last. But yet, you act like Cena is the end-all, be-all of your business. For crying out loud, Vince, John Cena will leave one day, like it or not. Whether it's because, you do something to piss him off, he says, fuck you, and leaves. Or, he gets injured, or whatever. Point is, John Cena, will leave one day. Or even if he doesn't necessarily, leave the company, he'll at least leave as far as being an on-screen talent. And then what are you going to do, Vince? You're going to have to do what you've done before. Go back to the drawing board and figure out something else. It's a common fact, Vince. Figure something else out. Let's face it. When you lost Hogan, what did you have to do? You had to go back to the drawing board, find somebody else. When Austin left, when The Rock left, what did you have to do? You had to go back to the drawing board. Sooner or later, Vince, you are going to have to go back to that drawing board and find the next guy. And I don't get it, Vince. When it comes to Cena, it's almost like you've either A, forgotten that fact, or you're choosing to be oblivious to it. And this is the reason why Cena bothers me more than anybody else. Well, okay, this time it's not really Cena so much, it's Vince. Vince, quit treating Cena like he's the end-all, be-all of your company. He isn't. I hate to tell you, he may be the biggest star right now, but sooner or later it won't be that way. I mean, come on. No, let's face it. Nobody, no matter how big of a star they become, nobody is bigger than the wrestling business. It was there before you, and it will be there after you're gone. You know, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, you know, arguably the three biggest stars in the business who have ever come into the business. Now, the business was there before they came into it, and, you know, whenever they finally leave permanently, like they never step foot back into it again, it will be there after they're completely gone. And this is a fact that all you John Cena marks who, you know, come at me with, oh, well, he's the moneymaker, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, he's the moneymaker now. But who's it going to be 5, 10 years from now? So I'm saying this to you John Cena marks too. He's not the end-all, be-all of the WWE. There were guys before him, there will be guys after him. And the WWE will still be there when John Cena's gone. I promise you that. And even if the WWE somehow does close down after Cena leaves, it won't be because of Cena, I can guarantee you that. It just won't be. Another thing I want to address. Speaking of WWE, their product on TV has been shitty lately. It's been crap. Now, not that TNA's has been the greatest ever, but it's still better than what the WWE is running right now. And I blame the writers for this. I blame the writers, I blame Vince, because, let's face it, nobody in WWE right now sees TNA as a legitimate threat. So therefore, they're writing as if they're the only company that anybody can watch. And this could be a problem for the WWE. Because here's what's going to... If they keep up the way they're going, here's what's going to happen. You know, the WWE... It's like, okay, say for example... It's like WWE and TNA are in a race. Well, WWE right now is so far ahead of TNA that the WWE says, oh, fuck it, TNA can never catch us. And they'll just run in place, you know, fuck around, you know, have a conversation with the guy sitting in the bleachers, have a conversation with, you know, whoever's standing off to the side of the track, whatever. But here's the problem: while you're doing that, TNA is gaining ground. Now, granted, TNA hasn't been gaining ground all along, but lately they've been slowly but surely gaining ground. And WWE, here's what you don't realize. Oops, excuse me. If you keep fucking around and you stay stagnant and you don't make efforts to stride forward, TNA is going to catch you. And if you keep fucking around, who knows? TNA might surpass you one day. I mean, and I know some of you are going to say, oh, TNA will never surpass WWE. If they keep fucking around the way they're doing and putting this shitty product, and TNA is being better than them week after week after week, it'll happen sooner or later. Because, I mean, let's face it. If I'm not the only one who's been saying that TNA is better than WWE right now. Off the Ropes show has said it. The British Fist has said it. You know, other people have said it. So sooner or later, you know, people who don't watch TNA much, they might start tuning in and be like, hey, they're right. You know, and you know another thing I'm going to address is the whole shitty situation with Viacom and DirecTV. Second week in a row, me and Devastating Deb have had to miss Impact. Well, okay, we really didn't miss it, but we got to watch it on a live stream. But the point is, live streams can fuck up and yada yada yada. On the TV that we have, yeah, don't fuck up. At least usually it doesn't. You know, it's getting to the point where it's looking like I'm gonna have to switch to Dish Network just to get Impact every week. Now, granted, that's not the only reason I was contemplating switching to Dish Network. That's just like one little french fry to the whole Happy Meal.
But Dish Network wants a lot bigger down payment than what DirecTV did.
That may be. But you get better channels, at least in my opinion.
I don't know.
But the point is...
It was your choice to go to satellite.
But the point is... You know, DirecTV... Well, neither Viacom nor DirecTV, it's on both of them, really. Neither one seem to want to budge much when it comes to, you know, reaching a compromise. Now, of course, Viacom says it's all DirecTV's fault. DirecTV says otherwise. It's been my experience that in situations like this, it's never fully one person's fault or the other. It's both their faults. I'm going to say the blame is 50-50. You know, because let's face it. Has Viacom probably tried to make, you know, an offer? Okay, a more reasonable offer? Sure. Has DirecTV probably been a bit stubborn and been like, you know, screw you? Probably. I mean, now I don't know the exact details of, you know, what Viacom has tried to do to get back in, you know, to reach a deal with DirecTV. I'm not really sure. I just know that both sides are basically, you know, not coming to a deal for whatever reason. And to me, it kind of, what they're doing almost reminds me of a high school dance. You know, the girls on the one side of the gym, the boys on the other. Neither one really wanting to make a move. They're just kind of standing there looking at each other like, yep. And of course, you know, you got the boys, well, fuck this shit, man. I ain't going over there. Let her come to me. And of course, you know, the girls are on the other side doing the same fucking thing. You know, they're all just... and, you know, they're both just kind of standing there, you know, not accomplishing anything. I mean, I know it's kind of a funny analogy, but that's basically what's going on. It's like they're standing on two sides of the room and they're, you know, it's almost like they're talking to a mediator. Well, no, fuck, no. Tell him I said go fuck himself. He can come over to me. And, you know, they're saying that to each other basically through a mediator or whatever. But it's just, I don't know. Oh, yeah. While I'm at it, a couple more things I want to plug while I'm at it. Every Monday night after Raw, excuse me, check out the Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle show. You have to check these guys out. And Don Tony does another show through the week called Breakfast with Blassie. Check that one out too. Now, if you can't find their shows, if you have iTunes, go to the iTunes store. On Wednesday, you can usually download the show from Monday for free. There's good stuff on their shows. I find it highly entertaining. You should check it out. I also want to give a shout out to the British Fist. Check them out. Check out Off the Rope Show if you don't already. Also, another YouTuber I've come across lately is Fight Nation Wrestling, another good one. Two of them I would not watch. I would not watch Sean's View Entertainment. That guy, oh my god. That fucking putz who claims he went to jail. And then fucking, I swear to God, this guy marks out for John Cena as if he's got John Cena's cock stuck in his mouth 24/7. Jesus. And speaking of Jesus. Alrighty!
Oh my god.
Wrestling Jesus, please do not even bother with this guy. Now I know sooner or later this is going to get back to him and he's going to go online and he's going to tell you that, you know, I'm not even worth listening to and blah 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 blah, whatever. But, and yes, Wrestling Jesus is a much more popular YouTube wrestling video person than me, whatever. But I'm sorry. It's kind of hard for me to listen to a guy and take him seriously.
He's a tool.
when his voice constantly sounds like he's deep-throated way too much.
Like a knockoff of Macho Man's voice.
I mean, now, if the guy had surgery on his throat or something and he can't help his voice sounding like that, then okay, I'll apologize for picking on his voice. If that's the case, he can't help it, then I apologize for that. But if he does it on purpose,
that's how it sounds.
Then it's stupid and it's pathetic. I mean, if he does it on purpose because he thinks he sounds like the Macho Man or something, he doesn't sound like the Macho Man at all. I'm sorry, but he doesn't. He just needs to fucking quit it. Seriously. You know, I know I talked about this earlier in the video, but I'm going to retouch upon the Aces and Eights group. I hope that they don't throw way too many guys into this and make it stupid. Now, personally, I'm not even sure they should be doing this whole Aces and Eights group because, how many times have, we've seen, since the NWO, have we seen, attempts at a villain group trying to take over promotion? It's like, okay, the NWO was a great concept, but let's face it, the NWO was successful because of who they had in it. Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. And just because the concept worked once doesn't mean you can recapture that magic and make it work over and over and over again. It's not going to happen. The NWO was like a one-time deal that was great, but then it fizzled out. And, we also had when Vince McMahon tried to bring it back. God, was that ever a fucking joke. And the funny thing is, another thing I hate, excuse me for a minute. Okay. Is Vince McMahon when he brings in a concept, from another federation, or he brings in a talent from another wrestling company. But then when he decides, oh, well, you weren't my creation, so guess what? Fuck you. And he's done it time after time. He did it to Taz, did it to Goldberg, did it to the NWO. Because, I'm sorry, if he had any intention of the NWO becoming a serious threat to anything, do you really think he would have jobbed him out to Steve Austin, The Rock, and so forth? No, he wouldn't have. Let's face it. In fact, if you want my opinion, Vince McMahon would actually do pretty well to use some old school WCW concepts. War games. Now I know some of you are going to say, well, he kind of brought that back with the Elimination Chamber. Okay. A similar concept to a point. But the difference is, here's the reason War Games is much better. 2 rings, a cage over both rings. 2 teams of 5 men. Alternating by a coin toss. And the only way to win the match is surrender. Pinfalls don't count. Submissions don't count. One team has to surrender. And you mean to tell me that that's not a concept that would be over in WWE? Bullshit. Yes, it would. I'm telling you, that would be over like fucking insanely awesome. In fact, you know what? You know what War Games would be a good match to put on a pay-per-view? Put that War Games match at No Way Out. I mean, why not live up to the name of the pay-per-view? Because at the War Games, there literally is no way out. That is it. You are locked inside that cage. And I mean, it's a great concept in my opinion. Another thing I feel the WWE could use: a Halloween themed pay-per-view. WCW did it. Does anybody remember Halloween Havoc from WCW? If WCW did it, WWE should too. In fact, since they own the rights to all the WCW names, they could use Halloween Havoc. I mean, I think they should do it. Another thing I think they should do is, remember when the Survivor Series was like when it originally started, it was right on Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving night, but then they switched it to like the day before. You know what? I think the WWE should go back to that. Either the day before or the day after Thanksgiving. Kind of, they call it the Thanksgiving tradition. We'll keep it, right around Thanksgiving, like the day before, the day after, and you continue like the whole Thanksgiving tradition thing. That was a great concept. Another concept that I think the WWE has kind of missed the boat on is, the Great American Bash. Now, I know they've done them, but they should be doing them, on July 3rd, like a day before July 4th. I think that would be a great thing to do. I really do. And New Year's Revolution. They should do that on New Year's Eve. That's just my opinion. But, there's just so many things that WWE could do to revolutionize their pay-per-views. But, anyway, I gotta start winding this thing down, so tell me what are your thoughts on what the WWE could do better? What could TNA do better? What are your thoughts on the current state of TNA, WWE? Or anything else I discuss in this video. Subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. For this edition of the In the Ring Show, this is Devious Damien signing out. Good night, everybody.